Hey, it's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. I have on the line with me offensive coordinator for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, none other than Coach Mark Frederick. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Well, look, I'm going to be okay. A rough weekend, and I'm pretty sure you've been on the front line seeing this stuff. This is a tough one to get over, but if you're going to lose, I'd rather lose like this than to lose a nail-biter.
Yeah, well, don't want to lose, but I guess they say it's better to lose early than to lose late in this West Division race.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But there's still a glimpse of hope with everything. You were in pole position, so right now you're kind of still in the front, but you still got to, take care of business as usual. If you can, from the offensive execution state, what do you see or how do you recall Saturday's event, sir?
We came out in the first half. I thought we played well in spurts. The opening drive, we moved the ball right down the field. We just didn't get the touchdown. We ended up kicking the field goal. Had a chance for a big play, and the kid dropped the ball out of bounds over on the sideline. But overall, in the first half, I thought the execution was there. I thought we did a lot of great things. We just got to be able to turn them drives, them long drives into touchdowns and not field goals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's been a consistent pattern with us broadcasting the games. We see you come out, game plan is flawless, your execution is flawless, and something happens at the halftime break. Coach, can you quite pinpoint what's going on that second half, why the struggles are where they are?
It's something we got to try to figure out as a coaching staff. We're trying to put our finger on it. Right now, we just haven't figured it out. We go in at halftime, we come back out, and we're a totally different ball club. I'm not saying that the guys lose focus or anything like that. We make the adjustments. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just the second half of each game this year has been tough for us.
Right. And do you think it has anything to do with conditioning or, dare I say, mental toughness?
That may have something to do with it, but I'm not just going to try to pinpoint it on one thing. We know some challenges we dealt with in the off season, but hey, we got to take it for what it is, and we got to keep rolling forward.
Yes, sir. During the broadcast, I said this is one of those deals where you glance at the tape, you burn it up, and the good thing about this and the bad thing about it, you have a week off as far as, getting ready for Lamar, which is the next game. But in the same breath, in the manner that you lose, that can almost be detrimental, having that much time to keep thinking about what could or would or should have went right.
Well, in our case, we need this bye week. We've been going ever since August. We haven't had a break. This is our first bye. And we got some guys that are banged up that need some rest. And I think it'll help us more to heal up and get locked back in on the task at hand.
Okay. Now, when you're going through watching film on a game like this, Coach, and you want to try to pull some of the positives out so you can build for your next opponent, what positives do you pull from last week's performance?
As an offense, watching the first half, man, if I'm not mistaken, we was over 200 yards of offense in the first half. We moved the ball up and down the field. I don't think we had that many drives in the first half, but the ones we did have, I think maybe we punted one time in the first half. I could be wrong, but those are the type of things you want to do. We controlled the clock. We got points on the board. So we played some complimentary football with our defense in the first half. We had some execution in the second half, but it was spotty. It was here, it was there. It wasn't consistent. And playing a good football team, you gotta take advantage of every opportunity you get.
No no doubt about it, and that's what it's about, playing on that Division I level, whether it's FCS or FBS. You got big boys on their side, just like you have them on your side, and it's just a matter of execution and following through. So at the end of this game, Coach, if there was a message, what did you share with your offensive unit?
Just speaking with those guys, man, you can't get all down because you lose the game. You got to learn from it. You got to take the positives, and you got to take the negatives, and you got to work through it. You got to work through a little adversity. So it's not our first loss, and it's not, it's not the end of the world. So you just got to bounce back from it. Champions do things in a time like this. That's what makes champions. You don't become a champion when you win the championship. So them guys understand that. They understand what they got to do. So we'll bounce back.
No doubt about it. I'm quite sure you will. Now, I know you have a bye week this week, and you said it was a well-deserved plan. Have you started putting together what you want to do against Lamar? And without revealing too much, what are the things that you think you would have success offensively against the Cardinals?
Just watching some film early on, skimming through it. We just got to be better for PV. I think if we come out and do what we do best, establish the run, take what the defense gives us, don't force anything, and play hard for 60 minutes, I think we'll have a chance to come out of there with a W. But, again, you're going to have to play football. No one is going to give you anything in today's game. So we got to prepare. We got to work. We got to get back to the drawing board, and we got to come out firing on all cylinders.
Well, Coach, I know this was not the easiest task to do, but I appreciate you coming on to be with us to help look beyond the veil, if you would, from the offensive side for the Panthers. Just as we customarily do, I want to give you some closing thoughts and comments, and the floor is now yours, sir.
I just want to thank the Panther Nation for coming out, supporting our student athletes. It was a packed house, man. Unfortunately, we didn't get the W. We didn't get the results we wanted to get, but I can promise you it wasn't because the lack of preparation or anything like that. I understand people say that, the kids, the emotions were high and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we still got to get our team to play for 60 minutes and execute at a high level. And once we do that and we put our finger on the second half crutch, we'll be all right. We'll get everybody healthy over these next 2 weeks, and we'll be ready to go.
Sounds like a plan, Coach. I do thank you again, sir, for joining in with us. Coach Mark Frederick, offensive coordinator for Prairie View University Panthers. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back.
People often ask us, when will we develop an app? And I've been telling them all the time, we already have an app right at your fingertip. That app is 857-777-0000. Save this number on your favorites, put it on your speed dial, and every time there's a live broadcast, dial that number, 857-777-0000. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We spoke earlier with offensive coordinator Mark Frederick. Now we have defensive coordinator Todd Middleton on for the Prairie View University Panthers. How you doing today, Coach?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. As I stated, I've had better days, but better days are yet to come, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Look, no doubt about it. Very emotional game. A game that was, I call it Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Flawless execution in the first half, and then the wheels fell off the wagon in the second half. From a defensive perspective, what and how do you analyze this weekend's performance?
Yeah, like you said, I thought we came out and we started very well. We played fast and we played our type of football. The second half, obviously, we didn't adjust well. We didn't come out with the necessary focus you needed to maintain for 4 quarters. It started with just the first drive, giving up big plays, and with the McCray kid being so athletic, we had to do a better job of containing him and not let him get out of pocket and create plays, and that's what he did. And then he hit us on some big plays. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. We got to do a better job of regrouping and focusing when bad things happen as a defense. But I'm confident we can get that done.
No doubt about it. Now, I don't profess to be a defensive coordinator coach, but I do like the defensive side of the ball, and you just let me know if I'm stepping out of my lane here. But from the eye in the sky from the press box, it appears, and I'm using that, I'll say it one more time, it appears that with McCray being able to extend plays with his legs and execute the play action, the DBs began to start cheating in the backfield and left themselves available up top for some big plays. Am I wrong with that assessment?
No, that's true. But it's not all on defensive backs. I understand that they have their part they have to do. You have to maintain. You have to understand that you got to keep the ball in front of you. And you got to keep the ball out of receivers' hands. But the rest of the front seven, we got to do a really good job of our underneath coverage, and we also got to do a really good job of pressuring the quarterback. We took more of the approach of that we were going to, let our front four get pressure and cover, and we didn't do a good job at that end also. So, the DBs, what you saw was true. We have to do a better job with our eyes, but then we have to do a really good job of getting guys like that down, putting pressure on him, and not letting him set his feet to throw the football.
Yes, sir. Now, not in just the Southern game, but something that we've been noticing throughout the start of the season. Third downs have been somewhat of a challenge, and usually the ideal situation is what you would think to be 3rd and 8 and long, and somehow things are unfolding in inopportune times. What do you attribute that to, Coach?
Well, if you look at the Grambling game, I think there were 2 for 12 and things like that. So this game here, we had some breakdowns that was uncharacteristic, whether it was from broken tackles or athletic quarterback that could make things happen with his leg and buy more time. We have to do a better job of containing mobile athletic quarterbacks. A guy like McCray, because that's what the SWAC is going to specialize in. They're going to have guys that can really, run around and create plays with their legs. So we got to do a better job of understanding where the quarterback is and keeping him in the pocket and not letting him get free to create big plays that hurt us. And that's what caused the breakdown on third down.
Yes, sir. Now, of course, the bye is coming at, some would say, an ideal time, and you hate going into a bye off a loss, but what message and what adjustments do you make, not only with your players, but with your staff as you get ready for Lamar?
Well, that's the big thing, is that we get a chance to review the film and see where we made our mistakes and what calls were in to what our strengths are as a staff. And then from a player standpoint, they get a chance to heal and recover. And I'm not trying to make mistakes, but we had guys that really were, they were playing with some nagging injuries and some uncomfortableness, things that come with football. But I think with this week off, we get a chance to refocus, get things back in page, and get everyone on the same page, and come out and play like we're capable of playing.
Yes, sir. Now, from strategy-wise, what are some things you're going to have to try to take away from Lamar as you prepare for these Cardinals?
Well, the thing that we saw him early on tape playing against Abilene Christian, and they have an athletic quarterback too. So we're going to have to do a really, really good job of getting him different looks, keeping him in the pocket and not letting him get comfortable. And then on the back end, we're just going to have to make sure we're doing a good job of communicating and keeping everybody's eyes where they need to be. Sometimes with inexperienced guys or guys that get in, big situations, they try to do and see too much. We just try to keep them focused on their individual job, which is, what they have to do at their position. So we have to keep those guys focused. But I think this time off is going to allow us to, work out the kinks and communicate and see what's going on. That's the big thing with defensive football. It's just you're always adjusting and adapting, and I want to know what they're thinking. We're going to sit down and have a good meeting today, and go through the film and scrutinize it, and go back to the drawing board.
Yes, sir. Now, Coach, they say that you gain more teachable and coachable moments after a loss. What is that teachable, coachable moment that you'll be able to apply for the Panthers throughout the rest of the season?
Oh, there's a lot of things. Big things, second half adjustments, being an opportunity to, you got to get people off the field when an opportunity comes. When they get to third down, you got to relish that moment. And, there has to be execution on the full defense, whether it's, like I said earlier, the front four or whoever we bringing pressure. And then, we got to cover. We got to cover and make plays, let those guys, get off the field so we can get our offense back on the field.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, look, I do thank you for joining in with us on a tough week. And as I say, we shall rise again to take care of the Cardinals. Any closing thoughts and comments you'd like to share with us at this time, sir?
No, I appreciate you guys for having me. Look forward to conversations. And, we're going to do our best next time we talk to be a more positive situation.
Yes, sir. I do think that's going to be the case, sir. He is Coach Todd Middleton, defensive coordinator for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys for joining in with us. Until the next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.